DJ Tony. For all my ladies out there trucking towards they goals. Let's go. She gon' take care of her biz. She trucking. She a woman with a rig. She trucking. She gon' take care of her kids. She trucking. Yeah. She a boss. She do it big. She trucking. She trucking. She a boss. She do it big. She trucking. She a woman with a rig. She trucking. Often hated, never duplicated. We underestimated cause it's male dominated, but we getting payment like it's money motivated. My clientele rated while they dragging, we gon' slay it. By the hour, we them girls and we got power. Haters everywhere like some taxes, they be sour. Dropping loads on the road and we be runners. You can never do it like us and that's a bummer.
Hello everybody, welcome to the She Trucking Podcast. I am your host, Sheree Moore, the founder of She Trucking, and today I have a lady trucker on with me. She's a seasoned driver, and I'm so excited to dig more deep into the conversation, picking up from where we left off on International Women's Month. She was one of the speakers. Miss Theresa King was one of the speakers on the She Trucking International Women's Month special with 10 amazing truck drivers. Now we get to dive a little deep and talk about what the TruckHER Pro is. Good evening, everyone. Please share this video out. It's going to be amazing. We're going to be talking trucking. Okay? We're going to be talking about what we talk about as experienced drivers, how it is out there, how that we can help you get into this industry, and we're going to talk about mentorship, one of my favorite topics. So welcome to the show, Miss Theresa.
Hello, everyone. How are you tonight?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Awesome. I am well. I'm in the car. Looking like I'm looking.
Listen, it's all right. We're going to do what we got to do. So tell us about your company, the TruckHER Pro.
Okay, so the TruckHER Pro, I really was supposed to have went full force with it. Because people will call you ever since I've been trucking, and they'll call you, they'll inbox you and say, "Oh, you're a trucker, how you getting into trucking?" And I will spend hours on the phone with them and talk to them about it. And then they either go into it and you don't hear back from them, or they don't go into it, or they have a fear. And I understand that. They would ask me, well, you're not scared? I mean, the first thing, you're not scared? You did it by yourself? And I'm like, it just look like I'm by myself. I'm not really by it. The Lord is with me. And I was like, I was afraid, but when I came into trucking, I was more afraid of being broke. It was either go to, college for 2 years and work full time and still don't make more than a truck driver. So it didn't make good sense to me, like dollars and cents to do that. So, I was like, I really would like to see more women get into this and really have a place for them to go. And as I began to drive myself and become seasoned, I was like, it's a lot to this, because I did a lot of research. I think I joined every trucking group on Facebook. I mean, when I say all of them. And it was a lot out there. And for different reasons, the trucking groups was set up, but I learned a lot. But it still was the things, the day-to-day things that nobody can tell you, that you had to that I had to experience, but someone really can tell you. So I was like, I want to be that person to help them get their whole life together while you're in the truck. Because sometimes you come to the truck and you might be running from something, or trying to run to something, trying to run to some money for a reason. And now when you get all this money, what are you going to do with it? These are things that I went through. And I was like, I want to help people to like really focus and get intentional about their life, because it is a stressful job. But you still have a life to live outside of the truck. You have family at home. You may have an elderly parent, grandparents, even your aunties and uncles, and funerals and things are going on, and your kids are growing up if you have children, and you're still on the truck. So how do you manage all of that and really be the best you that you can be, and still be growing as a person, and not being a miserable truck driver? Because truckers, it is a stressful job, but they can be grouchy. They can be really grouchy. And that will bring your day down. If you grouchy all day, if you cussing everybody out who cut you off, if you don't know how to handle that, that will kill you. They'll find you behind the wheel just sleep. We didn't know curbs could be closed. You didn't know, just thinking, because you have worried yourself to death. So
Absolutely.
I want to be that part of the mentorship, and really like just hold their hand and help them have results in their life, because that's family, your physical, your body, and your mind between your ears. You get out there by yourself, whatever you ain't forgave yourself for, all this stuff playing in your mind. The devil is alive. We finna get some deliverance. And so you need knowledge. You need things so that you get understanding, and then you can have freedom.
You know, getting in the truck, you by yourself, you really confined to a small area for a very, very long time. And it gives you so much time to think, you know. And I think that's when you really kind of find yourself, is when you in that truck and you like, no, my family not calling me, right? They don't even call and say, hey, are you alive? Are you okay? And you start thinking about that type of stuff. Then you like, okay, let me check. Let me start checking on people. So you go through this thing, you go through the whole I miss home, right? When you're going through training, I miss home. I just want to be back home. Then you get home and you realize ain't nothing changed. The reason you left was the same. It's the same. So you go through, so like you said, so many different emotions when you inside of it. So let's talk about mental health. How do you be able to protect your mental health when you're going through these ups and downs, where you may be angry one day, you happy the next day, you know, one day it's snowing, the next day it's raining, the next day it's sunny outside. You got so many emotions. You missing family birthdays and all kind of things. How do you take care of your mental health?
You have to start off with prayer. Every day, start off with prayer. I believe in the word. I believe it's living. I believe it's alive, and it's healing to my bones. So if I'm not taking in that in my eye and ear gates, that itself will throw you off, because either the people not calling you to check on you, they're calling you to tell you their problems and to borrow money. Okay, so it's like, all right, wait a minute. I need a happy balance, because I got to protect me. I got to protect me. And the things that you can't control, you got to give it up.
That's right.
Either that, or when I check the weather and I be like, oh, it's a storm coming. And I'll just, out of my mouth, I'll command it. I'll be like, not till I leave. The storm not coming, so I go through there. And every time God allowed it to happen like that. Even when it comes to parking, I gotta pray, Lord, let it be just one more space for me at the rest area. I ain't talking about the truck stop. I'm talking about the rest area, because I can't even back up. I'm so tired. It don't need me trying to back up or nothing. You know, the tired that you get, it's hard for you to back up. You don't even want to, when you turn around, all that sleep just go.
Yeah.
You're fatigued. So I really pray. I get in my word when I'm riding along. I listen to wherever God lead me on YouTube, because it's helping me. It's lifting me up. It's keeping me positive, and it's keeping a smile on my face. I'm able to smile at other drivers.
We can ready to get into some great conversation, but first I want you to tell everybody how long you've been driving, how long you've been out here, and then how did you get into trucking? What was you doing before you started driving trucks?
Okay, so I started January 15th at Swift on Pomona Road. I want to say it is. Is it Pomona? Or it's outside of Atlanta.
It's Panola.
Yeah, I did. Okay, Panola. I said Panola. Panola, yes. That's where
Mhm.
I started at. And I at the time I was a server in Atlanta because I always had a great job. I always worked for the government. But if you remember during that time when President Obama was in office, none of the government jobs were getting raises. Everybody was just at a standstill. And when I worked at the post office as a contractor employee, they dropped us down $1.
Oh wow.
So it was like, I'm going there. My father had passed away too. My father passed away, and I was at his house in Timmel, Georgia. And I was like, I'm going to go stay with a friend in Atlanta. I'm going to get like 3-4 jobs so I can move out on my own. And I was a server because servers, got money every day. So that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to go work in I can get some big tips, when they paying $60 for the steak. So I was a server actually at a country club before I started. And one of my friends, he was a truck driver. He had some trucks on with FedEx. And he knew I knew how to do payroll. So he asked me to do his payroll and like kind of deduct the taxes and everything and tell him what to pay him and what to keep. And I said, well, how much he made? He said, oh, he made $2,000 for the week. I said, $2,000? Wait a minute. I'm trying to do the wrong thing.
Right.
So and he was like, well, you can go to school for free, which is not free. You got to pay the people back their money. But, and I called Swift, and I had a young lady. She was so nice to me, a recruiter, Patience Udall at Swift. She's probably still there, her and her husband. And she gave me the real. She told me what I need to save, how much I would probably make my first check, which is little or nothing. So I need to have money to eat, pay up my bills, and I'm probably going to be going from home from 2 to 3 months to begin with. So, and once I got it in my mind, I was like, I'm going to do it. I'm doing it. Because what else am I going to do? I always like a challenge. I like a challenge. I like to conquer my fears. Let me my light
That
going
brings
on.
me to the next question. I was gonna ask, what are some of your biggest challenges that you faced when you first started as a trucker?
My biggest challenge, I think I'm gonna go in the house now because this don't look right. Oh, my biggest challenge was
Hold on, y'all. I'm gonna run a commercial while she's getting settled so you can
good. Awesome.
so we'll be right back. This is the She Trucking Podcast. I am your host, Sheree Moore, the founder of She Trucking. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll be right back.
Podcasting is trending. Celebrities and everyday people every single day are starting podcasts. You may be even thinking about starting a podcast yourself. But the question still remains the same. How can you start, launch, brand, market, and grow your podcast? How can you connect with the right people in the media and the podcasting industry in order to elevate your visibility? And what type of mindset do you really need to have in order to be a successful podcaster? And the big question, how can you monetize your podcast? Well, hello, everybody. I am Dr. Tina J. Ramsey, host of the Tina Ramsey Show, podcast coach and podcast network owner. And the good thing is that I have you covered. You can ask all of these burning questions and so much more to our experienced media and podcasting professionals on our live Q&A at the Power of Podcasting event that I am personally inviting you to on May the 6th from 2 to 7 p.m. in Atlanta, Georgia at the Pop-Up and Create. I want you to experience for yourself a live taping of the Tina Ramsey Show, and your ticket, get this, includes our #1 podcast course, an autographed copy of the Power of Podcasting book, a swag bag with exclusive goodies, delicious food, and networking. So whether you're looking to just simply expand your knowledge, connect with like-minded individuals, or simply have a good time, our event has something for everyone. So I don't want you to miss out on this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. So I want you to buy your ticket and secure your spot for our event because it is the event of the year, because these tickets will sell out fast. So go to ctrmedianetwork.com and purchase your ticket today. I can't wait to see you there at the Power of Podcasting. Get your ticket today at ctrmedianetwork.com.
And as you see, we do have commercial spots available here on the She Trucking podcast. If you would like to book one of the commercial spots, you can cash up She Trucking. Okay. And you need to cash up. Matter of fact, you just inbox us. Just let me put up this. There you go. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see the email address. You can email us what advertisement you want. And then we will send you the Cash App link. As you saw, that's Cash App She Trucking. It's also in our advertisement on the YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And you can have a commercial placement like the one next. We have King the Dream. He is my 4-year-old nephew who has his own book, y'all. It's called King the Dream. I'm going to play his commercial. And you can have one of these commercial spots too, where someone can watch you in your company as we spotlight you.
Hi, my name is King. Go to kingcanread.com and purchase my book.
And just like that, this is the King the Dream book that King was talking about. Along with, as you see, we got a package that has to go out. So make sure you place your order today at kingcanread.com. And while we are waiting for Miss Theresa to come on up, I just want to say hello to everybody. Hello. Miss Theresa, let me know when you're ready in the chat. Good evening. Hi, Sheree. This is an awesome platform. Thank you. Hi, Miss Nicole Ward. Nicole has a show that will be coming on tomorrow. It's so amazing. It's going to be tomorrow. Her first show is Trucking Reality Talk with Nicole Ward. She is the founder of African American Women Trucking Association. You can also check out her show on BET, After Happily Ever After. Really great message, Theresa. Amen. Hey, Dr. Tina, make sure you get your the Power of Podcasting tickets. It's less than 10 left. So y'all if you're going to be in the room, you better get your ticket because they will sell out. The event is in May. Matter of fact, let me pop up the actual event. You saw the commercial advertisement, but I want to also show you the flyer. So this is the flyer for our upcoming event. It's the Power of Podcasting. We would love to see you there on May the 6th. So go ahead and get your tickets today. Do not wait because this will be a sold out event. Okay. All right. I think Miss Theresa is ready. Are you back with us? Yes. I love your nails.
Oh yeah, I get them done now today.
We have King Mama on here giving hearts as she just saw her son commercial. Hello, I love the wonderful information She Trucking provides. Thank you. And Miss Nicole says, get your tickets. If you're watching and you are a truck driver, get out the truck and do something different. I think that's what kept me balanced. So I had to get out that truck sometime. And sometimes I would go by, right? And you in the truck for a very long time. So today I have Miss Theresa King, or you can find her at Theresa LaShawn on social media. And she is the Truck Pro. She's a mentor. She's a seasoned truck driver. And so let's go to the next question. We was talking about how do you balance your personal life and trucking? I think that would go with what I was just saying about getting out the truck.
Girl, my personal life was on across the country. Because dating, no, that is, listen, the personal life when it comes to dating, that was hit or miss, and they usually say, well, when you gonna, we gotta get you at that truck. I be like, well, we was gonna do it by my salary. Who go? And most time I make more than them, and or if they want to get in the truck, me, no, I don't know you like that yet. Like, well, let me just see. So that part was interesting. Dating other truckers, that was a dead end for me. I'm not saying it might not be good for other people. It didn't work for me. And then with my son, I would try to get home before his event was to happen, because that wait until the date is this time, and I get them like 2 days ahead of time. I need to be home by this time, just to get home just in time enough, because you never know what's going to happen, with your loads and different things of that nature. But I really made it a lifestyle, because at first, when I got into the truck by myself, when I upgraded and got into the out of the truck for my mentor by myself, I was depressed, because I come from working around people, and it was just me. And my friend was like, "Listen, you're gonna have to learn how to enjoy when you're out there. Go to the movies. If you want barbecue today, Google a barbecue place. If you got to truck on a, park on an off ramp and walk up the road and go get you some barbecue." When he told me that, like lights went off. So listen, I would call Enterprise, because they'll pick you up, and I would go to spas. I would go to outside of a big city, park at the truck stop, either rent me a car, call Uber. I would go to places that we sell TV, because I'm in that area. Oh, let me go. Oh, I remember I seen this on Food Network. Let me go over here. And so that's how, when I learned that and started shopping at all these malls, and
The malls are
ooh,
so close. You can whip your truck in there and go shopping. I was shopping everywhere, all the outlet malls, and then it's some that's next to the truck stop. So you don't park your truck at the truck stop. And if you plan your route early, you can just plan it where you can get
mm-hmm,
that good parking spot, go shopping, get you some good to eat, and yeah, yeah.
loved it.
So
That's
y'all
what I
get out
went
the
to.
truck and make sure y'all come to our events. We're gonna have a She Trucking meet and greet in Atlanta, Georgia.
Ooh.
And we got the Power of Podcasting event. So if you're interested in becoming a podcaster, interested in podcasting, or you like watching it on like y'all watching it now, come watch it in person, because Dr. Tina Ramsey is an international speaker, and she's gonna be interviewing Miss Nicole Ward, who is watching us today. So make sure y'all get y'all tickets. Get your tickets. It's going to be a fantastic show. We have a panel full of every different people who are in media. So it's going to be so many opportunities when you leave the room. It's just going to be amazing. So many people and podcasters coming together for the power of podcasting. So 1 second, I got to pay my bills. Shout out.
Sure.
Relay payment. Make sure you get your relay payment card. I love relay payments. They give you this debit card, and you can. Okay, so I'm glad you're a truck driver. We're gonna talk.
Yeah,
So
let me hear
you know
this.
how you get your lumper fee, and you gotta write the check out, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you run out of checks. Well, with relay payments, they give you a debit card. So you actually preload the money on the debit card, or the broker can, and then you don't have to use the check anymore. It literally covers your check. You just get them your relay payment digital card. You can also and pay for your lumper fee. You can also at the same time be able to save money on fuel. And a cool and exciting thing that I want to share is they gave us a discount code for our members. You get $30
Oh.
fuel for the She Trucking members. So you can use the code, download the app. And another thing that the app does is really, really cool is it shows you where all the parking, and you mentioned parking and different shops if you have breakdowns and things like that. So that app is very helpful. Also, they doing a giveaway for all of my owner operators. Y'all need to make sure you enter. Literally, it's not much time left. Okay, so you want to download the app, and then you want to go to their page on Instagram, tag an owner operator to be able to save $250 in fuel. Literally, they give you
Mm-hmm.
in fuel. You know how many miles you can go off that? Like you can make a lot of money off of just using those that promo. Last but not least, we have our last sponsor, True TMS system. It is a transportation management system. It helps you with your load management, reports, and back office, driver dispatch, and your ELD, and so much more. So, if you want to be organized with your trucking company, you definitely need a TMS system if you're running more than one truck, or I say more than two or three, because things get a little hectic. So, you need to make sure that you got some type of organization going on. And
Yes.
of course, I don't condone drinking and driving, but if you're gonna drink, honey baby, drink you some Sakari spirits, okay? Drink you some Sakari spirits. And then, of course, we got our shot glasses from True TMS. I'm gonna play the video really quick while you're getting
Yes.
ready. Then I'm gonna go to my next question. But I want to play a video from one of our moderators, if I can find it. Well, y'all, I won't be playing the video because I can't find it.
Oh.
But it's for our I have to get it again. And so, but I'll replay it. But it's about our shot glasses. So, but we want to thank True TMS for giving us these shot glasses. Y'all will see me taking the shot for this, okay? But do not drink and drive, okay? So I am not condoning drinking and driving. I'm saying we're all grown. And if you would like to taste some Sakari and know what that Sakari tastes like, then get you some. You can also order it online. That's what's cool. You can order it online.
Oh wow. Okay.
Absolutely.
Like to
And
order stuff and have it arrive at your door now. We in that type of season.
we definitely are. And these are, you come off work and you're tired and you're exhausted and you want to relax. Guess what? Grab you some Sakari spirits and sit down and relax. All right. All right. So if you're just tuning in and watching, I'm talking to Miss Theresa King, the Truck Pro, the TruckHER Pro,
Yes.
TruckHER Pro.
Mm-hmm.
So
Currently got that. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So my next question for you is, what inspired you to start your mentoring and coach? What inspired you to mentor and coach other people in the transportation industry?
Well, that's because I felt like it was just so much more to it, and really just wanted to be what I felt I could have used. Um, because of you're in the truck and you got this whole life that you still got to live. Especially you have if you have bills and your light bill due and all, it's another house that you got to take care of. It's something that you got to keep up with. And trucking, when you were talking about us being paid for everything, because when we're away from the house, all of that is work. We
All of
sleep
it.
at our job. You literally wake up in your job right there. So it's like, you know, and I felt like I myself, I learned something about myself a long time ago. And I think most people feel like this, they just don't know what it is. Um, or they may know what it is, or know that they have a fear of going higher or elevating. But it's like, they're like, girl, you change jobs all the time. Before I became a trucker, and really when I was a trucker too. But I was like,
Me too. I had
listen,
20 trucker jobs. I don't care. Because that's the
listen.
only way you can get experience is by changing. If you want to go and work for a tanker company, you got to go and work for a tanker company. If you want to learn how to do triples and doubles, you got to quit what you're doing, go apply.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't teach you how to do different things. You got to apply and then try. It's
Yes.
really apply and try. So most of us drivers are like job hoppers. I think working in
Yeah.
She Trucking now. Oh, wait. It's my 6-year anniversary, everybody.
I did see that. I did
6
see
years.
that.
That's long I've been with any company. But
I
thank
think
you
that's
to
sweet
everyone
too.
in our community. If you're watching, thank you to everyone who has supported for these 6 years. It's been a very, very long time. I'm literally sitting in my basement where it all started. My wall in front of me, I would show y'all, is full of signatures since 2017. So every year,
Oh.
people have literally came to my home and wrote on the wall whether I was training them or mentoring them throughout the years.
That is awesome.
Yeah, and it brings me to the conversation we're having right now with your mentorship program, because we started 6 years ago, but we need people like you who are passionate and interested in helping other people on a bigger level, like you just talked about, and joining in to become that vessel and becoming help with our organization, because it's hard to do it by yourself. I'll tell you that. Once you get up to about 30,000 people or more, you're going to be around for those sisters who has experience to join in
Yes.
to help the community. Plus, it keeps it going. I mean, so
Fresh blood.
do you have a social media group, or like how do people reach out to you to be able to be in your mentorship program?
Well, I just have my pages really on. I have personal pages, and I started the TruckHER Pro. I think I did. No, it's just my own personal page, and I have my Facebook friends and family page, but it's just Theresa LaShawn still. Because I wanted to do. I have some other things that would like to do as well. It's still dealing with transportation, because I would say I want to work with any woman in transportation, because even inside of the office, even if you come out of the seat and you just have a trucking company, well, it is stressful. It can be stressful, just these deadlines and the things that we can't control, and everybody don't know how to handle that. So that's what encouraged me to make the mentorship. Like, wait a minute, it's more to trucking than just trucking, because if you don't truck it, it's gonna truck you. And that's the part where when you go to hitting the wall and you get burnt out and you're not handling things at home, you're not handling the rest of your life, you're not taking care of yourself. Because behind that truck, your medical card still got to be good. You need to get out, you need to walk, you need to get some circulation going. Our health for truckers in the life expectancy and the lifespan, I come against that in the name of Jesus. We need our understanding. That's the ignorance of the thing. That's the enemy of it. Because if we're aware of what we need to be doing and how we can implement to be healthy in every aspect of our life, to dominate in every aspect of our life. And I believe women can dominate this industry and turn it around and answer a lot of things. The deficit as of how many truckers we have. It's just facing your fear. Because what is it that you don't do because you're afraid? You don't excel. You don't make more money. You sit up there and you do the same thing. You're in and you're out. You ain't tired. I'm tired of looking at you.
So I just read an article that said it's 12% women. If we're gonna dominate, we need more women.
Yes,
We ain't dominate. We're a small percentage of women in this industry, and it's important that we do stick together, and that we do educate the masses, because it's only 12%. So it's like a lot of organizations are fighting against each other to be that one. And you ain't getting nowhere unless you have unity and we come together. So I just read that article that it's 12% women now that are in the industry, and that's including not only drivers, but that also includes your logistics and your supply chain side. So it's just 12% women in this industry. This is a male-dominated industry, and so it's important that you do find women that can mentor you. Mentorship is the most important piece, because what's in the book that you read is not going to be sometime what you experience in real life. And so it's so important that you do grab mentors and different people who have experience that, that can guide you and navigate you through this industry. So congratulations on what you do. I'm so proud. I never forget. I'm going to find her a picture that I love so much, y'all. Find it in just a second. I'm going to show y'all some of the photos that caught my attention as I'm scrolling down my social media. This was a couple years ago, I know. And
Yeah.
so and just watching, I'm gonna tell you one of the things I love too. Starting this organization 6 years ago, I've been able to see y'all grow. I've been able to see you say, I got my CDL to, oh my God, look how y'all could do it. I could put these heels on this cute outfit and I'm on this truck. I'm gonna show you. And then going now and growing into where you're at now. So just watching the whole, process of the elevation, I just love it. It's so many women who I got to see that said, I'm just scared to drive. Is it truck? Is it? I said, listen, I'm 5'3". If you're gonna do it, come on. Okay.
I'm 5 feet. I'm 5 feet. Even when I like, but you're so short. Can you reach the pedal? I be like,
Absolutely.
listen, hit that throttle in a minute.
So, women, we want you to know that you can do it too, because we
Yes.
did it and you can do it too. And it really changed your life. It really has changed my life since I've been into this industry. It was good times, it was some bad times, but baby, it was some great times. And I got to see a lot. I got to learn a lot. And only, here in She Trucking, we just share our experience and our story. We don't have a certain way to do things. It's more of, if you ask us, we give you the answer from our experience. So, one of the things you talked about earlier was you had a mentor, and your mentor talked about how much money that you should save on the road. So I want you to elaborate on that and tell the people who that you mentor now. Tell how much would you say that drivers need to have when they are on the road, starting into the transportation industry?
Well, and what was she? She was the Patience Udall. What was she? She was my recruiter coming in. And so she gave me the rundown of, okay, you're going to be in training. You're going to be in the classroom for 2 weeks, and you're not going to make any money. And you make, I think we made minimum wage when we was on the clock. On the clock. And then driving, I forgot what I made. Some cents I made. But it was like she said, make sure your bills are paid up and make sure that you have enough money until like a good 6 to 8 weeks so that you can feed yourself. Because that first check you get is, I think mine was like $200 and something. While I was riding with my mentor, once I got a mentor, and Swift let me choose to be with a woman. So I didn't have to go with a man. I didn't feel like that at all anyway. But
And
now
what year was this? What year was this?
That was 2015.
So you was making about 25 cents a mile, maybe 30.
Oh yeah. And then when I upgraded, I was making 36 cents a mile.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found a mom and pop. The Lord allowed me to get. They thought I had, since I had a driver's license, a CDL from Utah where we went to training, and I had a Georgia driver's license. They thought I had my license for a long time. So I went to a mom and pop. I left Swift because I told them I need to be home to do my taxes. They got me home the day before. When I got back there, I had my stuff packed and I had a mom and pop job. I got through a whole. They forgot to call them back about it, but I got through a whole, and I was on their insurance. So I went and worked for mom and pop, and I was on paper then. Girl, let me tell you, I slept 4 or 5 hours a day.
Yes.
I slept 4 or 5 hours a day. He loved me. He was like, "You my best driver." I was brand new, and then I was like, "Listen, okay, I've been here a year. I need a raise. Where my raise at? Because I'm used to getting a raise. That's where I'm coming from." And he was like, "Don't tell nobody else. I'm going to give you 2 more cents a mile." So I was making, because he told me, he said, "Well, I pay my drivers 38 cents a mile." I said, "Okay, I'll take 38. And I was making 36 at Swift. So that was, and then when I came back to him, he was like, "Well, how much rent are you paying you?" I said, 36 cents. He said, "Oh, I'll pay you 30." I said, "No, you said 38. He's like, "Okay, 38. So when the year came, I asked for two more cents. I made 4. So I was making more than people who had drove 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 and 8 years. I was making money. So that with that paper and they call it a coloring book, you make you up a little story like King the Dream. I was making up me a story. Woo! Keep the dream. So, oh, I forgot what I was saying, but now I would tell them to save because you need money while you're on the road. You really need your credit card with
That's
some
yeah.
room.
Or a relay payments card. Okay. And this is why I promote that
Yes.
all the time. Get your relay payments card because it's like a debit card. It's a credit because you can get out there with cash and you ain't got nothing. You can't Uber, you can't catch a plane, you can't do nothing with cash. And so you definitely need a credit card or a debit card. I always tell people to put about $500 to $700 is expenses while you're going through training. Training lasts about 4 to 6 weeks, sometimes 7 weeks. I've seen some 2-week programs too. I think that's a little too short. But
2-week program. Yeah.
but you definitely want to make sure that you have some money saved so you can eat, because that's one of the things. They may feed you breakfast, which is the hotel lobby food, but then you got to eat for lunch and dinner, or you may have a situation where you might not complete the training. And some of these schools, they won't pay for you to go back home if you fail. So you got to be able to prepare for that bus ride or that rental car.
Oh, if you fail.
Right.
Oh, Lord. And I failed my first time. I had to go and take it over. They let me stay there and take it over. Because what I did was I stalled out. And instead of just turning the engine back over, I cut the truck off. And he was like, that's an automatic fail.
Wow. So let's talk about that, because I think that's when people get into that depression mode. And a lot of people give up. They hear the word fail one time and they give up. I failed 7 times. I ain't failed one time. I failed 7. Okay. 7 was my complete. I'm done failing. And now I'm successful in the industry. Okay. Because of my failures, because that was experience. That's what I'm able to tell people what not to do, because I did it and failed at it. And so
and got back up again, huh?
Exactly. That's how you gotta persevere. You gotta keep going no matter what. And I cried, y'all. I quit 1,000 times, but I didn't give up. And that's the thing. So talk about failure, like when you get to that place where they say you fail. And then it's so crazy because sometimes that's the first time you ever heard that you failed anything, And so it's like, how did that make you feel?
I was scared. I was really like, because this is all I had. Where I'm gonna go make some more money from? I need some money. I was like, I don't put everything into this. But he was like, you have one. I had one more time once I got back to the yard. And then they put me in the 18, is it 18? A manual. And he was like, he taught me how to do the switcher and everything. And I was like, okay, I learned how to do that. And he took me back out and I did it. But I was initially I was afraid, like, I done got way over here to Utah. I ain't never been to Utah. And we went on the Greyhound from Atlanta. Girl, our ankles was this big from sitting down. And I was like, if I did not pass this class, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm surprised I ain't pee on myself. That's how I was out of it. Because I wanted to do this. I wanted it that bad. I was that hungry. And I was like, I need to check. This ain't gonna work. So I was like, well, what's next? So I cranked the truck back up and drove us back to the yard. And they allowed me to take it one more time. And I passed that time. But my nerves was a wreck. My nerves was a wreck. Yeah. I listen. I get my driving and stuff from my dad and my uncle though, because that's I don't know how we don't got our pilot's license. We flying. But
that's one of the reasons why for the last 6 years we have made She Trucking a free organization to help women enter into this industry. I made it free because it is going to be times where you fail. You do need to save your money while you're going through school. You need to use it for sometimes you may not even pack everything that you need to have when you're getting ready to get on
Oh,
the road. We're gonna talk about that in a minute. Packing, things that you need to pack. And so we made this organization free where you can be able to help one another, where they get us, where people get assistance, real assistance from experienced drivers. And we're gonna keep it the same way because I mean 30,000 women later, we've changed the industry, bringing more women and minorities in the industry. And so I'm so excited um, to have you on as well and you being a part of our community. And so thank you for being a part of our community and sticking in here
sure.
with us all these years. One of our
Yes.
one of our guests said, I would like to recommend that new drivers find a trucking school in your area and get your CDL immediately before you sign on to a mega carrier.
Hmm.
So
I
thank
don't
you.
even think you can go anymore to a mega carrier, and you already have to have your license,
No,
even
you
with.
have to have your CDL permit for most companies now, but you can't.
Mm.
But they are still training at like Swift still trains.
Oh,
So
Swift still train.
mhm. Yeah, so
Oh,
it's a
okay.
lot of CDL schools. You have CFI and Swift, and you have
Maybe
Appliance.
Schneider don't do it anymore.
Snyder does it. Well,
They were. I think
I don't
they're the
think they
ones
do
who
it
want you
anymore.
to
But it's
have
still
your.
a lot of training schools at these
Oh,
mega
that's
cities
good.
available. But you do have to get your CDL permit at some
Mm-hmm.
companies. Now, some companies they will help you get your permit. So you just have to ask nowadays since the pandemic, a lot of rules have changed. So when it comes to trucking, there's so many levels of trucking. And I just want to ask you this before we go to the next question. But
Mm-hmm.
it's so many different levels of trucking. You got so many different divisions and things. So what do you like specializing in? Because is this do you because let me tell you what I specialize in. I specialize in helping people get that CDL. Okay. So first is and more of it is mental. It's like I have to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you mentally understand that you can do this. And then I have to tell you that you can physically do this. Then I have to give you the tools and resources I use to be able to accomplish it. So my focus more is that get you in. I'm like that. Hey, let me help you get you in. Most people reach out to me. Hey, I'm thinking about driving. What you think? So where's your comfort zone when it comes to your mentorship? Because I don't want people to think that we teach everything. I'm not going to teach you how to be an owner operator. I don't like it. You get what I'm saying? So,
Oh, well. Okay. So
so what do
no,
you like to specialize in? That way people are not coming asking you multiple, different questions and you're like, I don't even do that.
I like to start off with their mindset and that spirit, man. Because as women, if we're going to come in this field and dominate, because that's my vision, because if you have the kingdom, we're supposed to dominate whatever we're in. We're supposed to dominate it. So it's their mindset that they can do it, and they can do it at whatever level they want to. I don't um, specialize in telling them how to run their business and start it. And all. I can point them to where to go, but I want to deal with them who want to get who need their whole like a kind of like a life makeover, or when you hit like a wall in your life and you're like, I want to become a trucker, but I got all this other stuff going on. So God like gives me the gift to see and to be able to have introspective and wisdom into what that person is going through and how to help them, and then also while they're learning, because you gaining ground and territory, it's war. Spiritually, that's war. And you got to prepare yourself for the battle and make sure you got your sword, the whole armor of God on, because the enemy like to be poor. That is evil. To be in poverty, that is evil. And women are in that. We're the biggest group that are impoverished, and most of the time it's because you may be a single mom. But even with that, this gives you the power to get wealth and break chains off for you and your family. Like that is, I'm here for that. I'm here for but not only that, the mindset, because poverty starts in here. It starts in here.
It does.
So
It does. I love this. I want you to read this comment for me because this goes with my question that I'm asking
let me
next.
see.
And that's, why do you believe it's important to focus on empowering women in trucking specifically?
Um.
Can you see this comment? I want you to read it.
Oh, thank you for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your presence in this industry. I began following She Trucking in 2020 on Facebook. My license was revoked after 17 years of driving illegally. I obtained my CDL with X and TWIC in 2022. After 17 years of driving, I commend you for being able to do it that long, boo, to
Yeah.
drive illegally. Yay! But I'm glad you came over. But listen,
It's
that's
amazing.
awesome. And get
Mhm.
everything you can get. Whoever hear this, get all the endorsements, get because wherever you may want to go to another company and try something once you get, experience in driving or reefer, you might want to go do something else. So that's what I was encouraged to do. Get everything, get my TWIC card and hazmat. Yeah, doubles, triples.
Congratulations on getting your CDL. You set up for life. Okay. So
Yeah.
it's so good. It's so many opportunities now that are gonna be available to you. And that's so, going back to my question, why do you specifically do you train men too? Or
I
do you just
actually
have a
had
passion for bringing other women into the industry?
they always ask me. I do have a great success story. I'm gonna have to do another interview with him, and because he asked me everything to do, and I told him, this is what you do from A to. He was one of the ones who came back, and he actually listened to what I said, because he began to he went to school. He's like, Miss Theresa, I went to school. I was like, oh, you did it, okay. And then he came back and he started asking me how which job to take. I like to help them choose, or not choose, or choose, but for them to ask the right questions, because they don't know what they don't know. And he was like, well, I got a cousin, mom and pop. I said, no, you better not start it with them, because they're not going to tell you how to do this right. You're going to end up losing your license. You may get in a lot of trouble. You may lose your freedom messing with that. I said, you need to go to a big company who know the rules. They're going to teach you how to do everything by the book. That's how they're a big company.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're going to teach you. And then after about a year, then you go do it. That's because don't forget you're a black male. So you are black while driving. So you need to have all your things together. And he came back to me. He asked me again, well, I said, boy, listen here. If you don't go to the big company. And he thanked me. He was like, I thank you so much. Because he did local in Houston, Texas. And then he had an opportunity to go over the road. And now he has 2 trucks. He's doing, I think he's moving like steel. And he's still local, but he has 2 trucks, 2 of his own trucks. He works for himself now.
That's good. That is
Oh,
awesome.
yes.
So let's go back to packing. I
Okay.
want you to give 5 to 10 items that potential drivers need to pack when they getting ready to go through training with that trainer. So now they passed school and they got to
Mm-hmm.
pack for the road. What are the 10 items that you packing in your suitcase?
Besides personal hygiene items and toothbrush, all that, I would say gloves, a hammer, a flashlight. What else would I pack? Definitely some boots. I don't like to put on other people's hats, even the hard hats, and your vest. I don't like to wear other people's clothes. So when you go to different places, they want you to have on steel toe boots, a hard hat, and have those things, because I'm not putting my head. You see my locks pretty. I ain't putting that in there with nobody else.
Right. Absolutely.
So those things, I would say, don't have those things.
Absolutely. And I'll add flip flops because as
Oh,
you
shower
take a shower,
shoes.
shower shoes
Yeah.
at
Yes.
the
Yes,
truck stop, you
definitely.
definitely want to have flip flops. And the number one thing to have is baby wipes.
Oh,
Bring your baby wipes. Make sure you pack baby wipes so you can wash your face or you can wipe your.
yeah. Water was a thing.
Yeah,
Water
because
was a
sometimes you
thing.
don't have water. So you definitely need
Listen.
those baby wipes to be able to, do what you need to
Mm.
do. Okay, wipe down. We done took baby wipe shower, in the truck and all kind of stuff. So
And I
it
like the
was,
feminine wipes because they get rid of the real germs. Because then it won't be the baby. I'd be like, the feminine wipes gonna get rid of all the germs. Listen, hey, feminine wipes, and I'll get the Equate. I'll get the Target brand. It's like 30 of them in there. So
yes. And then they also have like no rinse shampoo. I mean, not shampoos, but I mean, they do have shampoos, but body wash and different things like that. So you can
oh, for
explore.
real, I'm
Mhm.
scared of that. I don't know about that. No rent,
Yeah.
no.
Because
I think
sometimes
I'm
you're not
itching
able to
already.
get to a shower. You really have to, some days you miss a shower out here, just being
Yeah.
real. And you got to understand and know how to survive. I think that's why most people who are in the industry, they just natural survivors. Like they know how to
Yes,
with the
that
time.
is
So
true.
it don't matter what situation, they going to squeeze that lemon and make lemonade.
And then I learned how to stop. Because sometimes you're just uncomfortable. It's like, okay, wait, nuh-uh. I don't know what's gonna happen with this load. Well, when the load gonna be that right when I pull in, it's 3 seconds behind me. I'm gonna take a shower because I can do it during the day where everybody running around. You can go. You can just pull in nose first,
You can
get
pull
out.
in or you can park at the. I be well. Let me not.
The fuel out.
Let me not put my business out there. I will park on that fuel island. It'll take me a 30-minute shower and jump back in the truck and keep going if it ain't no parking spots. Because you got to do what you got to do. And those people
Yes.
can be mad. You hear over the intercom, somebody come and move this truck.
Yeah. You better go around. You better back
Mhm.
it up. Yep, you
But like
got to
you
back
said,
it
in
up.
the daytime, that's actually the best day for women to be able to take a shower is in that daytime. So if you can take your
Mhm.
shower in the beginning of your day, or you can take it in the middle of the day before 5 o'clock, you're doing really, really well.
Yes.
Because at nighttime, everybody trying to get a shower. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have to wait, until your number called to be able to get that shower. So
If
definitely,
you can get in there and find parking for real, that's one time you would want to park on the fuel island is at night if you go trying to, because what I said okay, I can take a shower during the day and I just need to get to the rest area because I'm good for rest areas. That was my thing. They were like, oh, I'm so scared. I'm finna pull right in there, pop my brakes, or make up a spot, and I don't have to back up. That was my thing. I done took my
I
shower during the
love
day.
backing. I think that was my thing. Like I like
Mm-mm.
when the men used to be like, let me see what she gonna do. Cause they all come to the front. They got their cameras up. Cause if we make a
Listen,
mistake, they ready to record us. And I think
and
that's what made me a great backer because I took the challenge and I love the truck stop so I can get my food. I love that. Now,
mm,
every now and then you might catch me in the rest area, but I felt safer to be honest at
I
the
didn't.
truck stop.
I love rest area because then I can pull right up. I don't gotta hear nobody APU or the things like you can't look. Hey. Especially like 55 outside. Everybody turn your trucks off. It's cool enough. Then I gotta run that now. I wanna hit nothing. And for me, like usually how I got used to rest areas was I was running illegal because I only slept like 4 or 5 hours. So by the time I done park, I'm through. I've been driving every bit of 13, 14 hours for the day.
Yes, yes. So it's amazing. We actually are right now on our hour for this podcast. I'm gonna ask you one more question
Okay.
and then we're gonna jump off. But and that's how has the transportation industry evolved over the years and what changes have you noticed?
Um, I noticed these laws that they're changing for California. You're not considered. They're considering you an employee instead of a contractor working for a company like you 1099, and now you got to pay your social security tax and your all them taxes. You don't be making that much money when after you done paid that. So them saying they're really an employee, that portion has changed. Definitely coming from paper, because paper was my thing. I loved it. Um, Paper to the electronic logs, and I think these are they autonomous trucks?
Mm-hmm.
I want to learn how to drive those as well.
Did you watch our
So
previous episode?
no, I have not seen it,
Well,
but
you
I
gotta
need
watch
to.
it with Miss Monique and Marquita. I think that's her name. I always pronounce her name wrong. I'm so sorry if you watch it. I'm gonna get it right. But she is a black woman who drives
Hmm.
autonomous trucks, and she came on the She Trucking podcast with Miss Jerry, and they talked about the future of freight. So I want you to tune in. It's your second time on here, so I need you to do yourself a favor and receive the knowledge. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to go look at it because I want to learn about it. I think that is cool. Um, Now, don't get me wrong, and some people said that when we had our panel was like driving, just sitting up in there, having all that power, and you really have perspective. It's naturally, but spiritually as well. Like you have perspective, you can see over the lay of the land, really, and what's coming. I feel more comfortable in the truck than I do my own car.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Mm-hmm.
so, but I think that's dope. I really do. I can be over here frying chicken and drive, the truck going down, not really frying chicken, but you know what I'm saying. That's cool to me.
It is, and I definitely want you to do your research and listen to. I'm gonna challenge you to listen to the next podcast because this is your second time here on the show.
It is.
It is. So next time, I need you to watch the show, so you can be able to get the information that you need. You gotta have
Yes.
it. You gotta have it. And so,
Yeah. And for my mentors too, as well. Thank you for having me.
absolutely, thank you so much for coming on to the She Trucking podcast, Miss Theresa. Where can people find you at?
I am Theresa LaShawn on Facebook, TikTok, also Instagram, and TruckHERPro.com. That's TruckHERPro.com.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all make sure y'all go and follow her. Thank you. I'm so excited to talk to another lady driver as we that's in the industry with experience. Thank you, Nicole. Nicole said, great show, ladies. Then we have, I'm not sure the name, maybe Miss Violet. She said, I work locally in Arizona and our terminal has showers, and I'm the only female driver out of our terminal, so I can take a long shower and not worry about being considered concentrated, sorry, and not concentrating on other, I'm sorry, being considerate of other drivers. So considerate, I think that's what you're trying to say. So yeah, this is the She Trucking podcast. I am Sheree Moore, the founder of She Trucking. We will be back every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you're not a part of our Facebook community, it is a women's only community. I want to encourage you to join with over almost 30,000 women here in our Facebook community. So join today. Join our community of women drivers today. Also, we have over 200 mentors in our Facebook community who are always ready to give you knowledge and information. But that will be ending here soon as Facebook is taking our mentorship program away. So we now offer memberships on our website. If you need to dig a little bit deep and you want to go in and you want to really, really get that hands-on experience, or if you good, you just stay in our Facebook community. But if you want more assistance, more hands-on assistance, hey, Miss Violet, thank you for joining. Then you could definitely join, get a membership below at shetrucking.com. Again, we also have commercial placements. As you saw, here's a commercial right here. This could be your commercial for your company or your business, or just for someone to follow you on social media if you want to increase your following. So I'm going to play a quick commercial here, and I'll be right back because this commercial placement could be your commercial placement. All right. And if you love this show and you want to keep me motivated to keep on doing it, definitely one of the things that you can do to support is donate to She Trucking Cash App. You can donate and be able to support our mission, our vision, and support our show. Because sometimes it's hard to get up and do these podcasts every Sunday. So keep me motivated, everybody. And I am Sheree Moore, the founder of She Trucking. This was an amazing podcast with Theresa King, the TruckHER Pro. I love the way she spells it. A seasoned experienced truck driver who does some amazing things with mentoring other women and men in the industry. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe to our social media channels, especially our YouTube, and we'll be back with another guest on Sunday. Before I go, let me pull up the schedule. So our schedule for next week, we have Miss Simmons. We're going to be talking about real estate. So our show next week will be on real estate. And I'm so excited to have her on. Once again, thank you so much for watching the She Trucking podcast. And I'm out of here. King, can you read it for me, please? Thank you. What is that? I love to travel. I wanted to see the whole United States, and I thought that this would be a good way to see it. And I just fell in love with it. Driving a truck as a woman is badass. Can I say that? When I first started, you would see a woman maybe once a week. Sometimes you would go a long period of time and not see another woman. You know, a lot of times we go places, they stare and they say, "Did you drive that truck?" You know. I realized that we need something, you know, to bring all the women together. About a year ago, I started the sisterhood group. Initially, it was just to give them a place to form a community, but now the mentorship gave the opportunity for people to ask for help, and it gave us with experience the opportunity to reach out to help.
Hello.
Well, hey, Allie, how are you?
It's going. It's going.
So is this your first load?
My fourth.
Your fourth? I am so proud of you.
I was just out of school, like literally just out of school. I went on to Facebook and She Trucking came up. Then I requested the mentorship. It makes me feel more confident because of the advice that she's given me, that I can do this job, that I've got this. And she's got my back.
When we traveling in the truck, you're around strangers. This group, it allows you to have a friend. or sister that is close to you.
Hey, good morning. She trucking all together. Like, I think that'll be
So
awesome.
now people are starting to see us women out here and say, okay, I see she's doing it. Go girl, you know. It shows just women can be whatever they want to be.